Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. This is day 2, 3, kind of, sort of the Worldwide ERC conference in Boston. We are here live right outside the expo hall. I'll tell you what, the voice is tired right now, okay? It is tired. We're here with Scott Chapman from Prime Lending. Scott, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Ben.
You sound better than me, Scott.
Yeah. I haven't been talking as much as you.
Well, you've been playing all that pickleball in there.
Playing a little pickleball.
There's a lot of pickleball going on in there. And it's a lot of fun, too, over the Prime Lending booth. I saw you brought out pickleball. What was the inspiration for the pickleball?
Wanted to be a little bit different, right? Have a little bit of fun. Pickleball is such a big thing in the States right now. I'm having to explain the difference between pickleball and paddle for all the international people.
What's paddle?
Paddle is the European version of pickleball. It's a lot like pickleball, but it has walls that you knock the ball against, but very similar as well. So
yeah, awesome. Well, this is tremendous. Hit that like button. Get in the comments. I want to know who you are, where you are. Look at this. We got people backstage over here. We got a whole studio set up over here. What do you think, Scott?
It's been fantastic. I've been walking by. Actually, walked by yesterday in the buffalo costume.
Yes, you were.
Was amazed how many people were over here. You're doing a great job.
What is the buffalo's name?
Mo the buffalo.
Mo the buffalo. That's awesome. This is fantastic. And you had a mortgage panel today.
I had a mortgage panel yesterday, a policy panel today. Yeah, it was talking about the fun world of mortgages right now and what's going on with rates in the industry.
What is going on with rates in the industry? Real quick. I mean, we know it's rough out there, but I mean, give us some perspective.
It's rough. The economy's just showing too much strength still. Fed Powell actually got ran off of the stage today by some protesters. He was talking about the economy and talking about that he doesn't think the policies are too tight. So rates.
Are we going to see another rate hike?
Not so. The next decision is on November 1st. There's only the market's pricing in a 4% chance of another hike. So
a 4% what? So explain that to me.
So the market will price in based on futures on what they think is going to happen at the next Fed meeting.
Okay.
So you can watch it daily, and it'll show you what the market is pricing in. So a 4% chance is basically it's not going to happen.
Okay.
But for the next meeting, which will happen at the first part of next year, they're pricing in a 45% chance of another hike.
So there's about a 50% chance we're not going to see another rate hike into next year.
Correct.
But there's a 50% chance we will.
Correct.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So I'm saying there's a chance.
Yo, this is great. Get in the comments. I want to know who you are, where you are. We've got Annie Ream checking in here in the comments. Look at that. Yeah, we're right outside the expo hall. It's fantastic. Jamie Master, saw Jamie running around here. Hello from sunny Boston. It is a beautiful day in Beantown right now. The weather, I like this weather, Scott.
It's fantastic.
You're a fellow Texan. How are you feeling about it?
Woo, it feels good to walk outside and get a little chill, which we haven't seen that in quite a while in Texas.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to wear a jacket and not sweat, you know. Shout out to Pete Mysack out there at, coming out of DC area. We got people all up in here. This is great. Sherry Venezia checking in there. Rachel Fisher Lyons checking in. Dana Whitman checking in. This is great. Jamie says I'm right behind you. That's a little creepy. I'm in the house. All right, Jamie. Jeez.
Sure.
All right, buddy. I got you. I see you, buddy. What has been the most memorable part of this conference for you, Scott?
I always love just the connections, getting to see the people that you work with. That you don't have the opportunity to meet with face to face quite as often. It's just nice to connect and on a personal level as opposed to the business level. Of course, the business level is important, but the personal level is, to me, more important.
The personal level is what it's all about, though, because let's be honest, we could do this on a webinar.
Right.
We could do this on a webinar. We could do this on Love and Relo. We could do this on something, but there's a reason we're here.
For sure.
For sure. How does this compare to, let's say, last year's Worldwide ERC in Vegas?
Definitely more people. I'm seeing a lot more involvement. They're a little bit more forgiving. They're just letting me set up the pickleball court. I wouldn't have gotten away with that in Vegas.
I am feeling a more inclusive vibe
for sure
this year at Worldwide ERC. I think that shout out to Anupam Singhal, the interim CEO and chair, Ashley. Shout out to Ashley, the incoming chair. Hopefully we have Ashley on today. We're going to be here for 2 hours. So we're going to have a lot of people coming through here talking about all different aspects of the industry and giving updates, but also the folks from Smith Buckland who have been running the association. I mean, honestly, I was a little skeptical coming in.
Yeah.
Right. Because when you kind of outsource operations and you get kind of the augmentation from the staff and everything, you know, you don't know always what you're going to get. Right. Are they going to have the same inspiration and dedication and understand the community the same way? But I'll be honest with you, I've been really pleasantly surprised.
I would concur. I didn't know what to expect. I think, you know, we got a booth we sponsored early on, and I was watching and I saw, you know, it was a slow trickle of people. And I was like, oh no, this isn't a good sign. I mean, they ended up selling out, and everybody that I've talked to at the other booths has been very, very happy with the amount of traffic, the amount of conversations, and the interactions, and the sessions have been fantastic.
You know, I'll tell you what, there's some real creative stuff going on in there. You got a pickleball court
Yeah.
set up. There is a couple cornhole boards out there.
Yep.
And
picnic tables.
My favorite thing about the expo hall this year is that there's a big bell that you can go ring, and it says ring for champagne. You ring the bell and a human hand comes out of this grass wall, this leafy wall, and hands you a champagne flute.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, it's classy and creepy at the same time. It's very Halloween, as it's not macabre,
right?
But it's like, whoa, there's a real hand.
Right. Who was the hand?
It could have been like a shelf, but they went with a hand, an actual hand. It was a choice. It was
it's
a bold
not a
choice.
Severed hand though.
No.
Okay.
Well, we don't know. It was disembodied. There was no other. We didn't see the body. Teresa Pope checking in. Greetings from Phoenix. Get in the comments. I want to hear from you. We got Mauricio Chavez on deck coming to us next here. This is fantastic. We love Mauricio. We got Adam, super producer Adam. We're still alive. Yes, that is half the battle. It's just hydrating, getting some sleep. Adam, how much sleep did you get last night? More than most, less than he would have liked. How much sleep did you get last night, Scott?
7 hours.
Dude, you're doing amazing.
Yeah.
Out here. 4. We got a hard 4 coming to us backstage here. I'm probably on 5 right now.
Yeah, I would say the morning sessions were definitely lighter than the afternoon sessions. So
yeah, well, that's
there was
typical.
people sleeping some
Listen,
stuff
I'm gonna let you in on a secret, okay? If you get a morning slot as a panelist, you probably don't have some really great content. You probably want to get up to the afternoon slot, you know. I did like the choice they made in the first opening session, by the way, to do it in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed the keynote speaker.
I would agree.
Did you have a chance to see that one?
You're talking about the wine to water guy?
Well, the wine to water guy was good. And that's the other thing. They did it kind of one big session. So there was Heather McGowan, the keynote speaker, about kind of the new way people are working and what's important to people. And she gave some statistics about the things that are most important to people. I could probably read to you some of these statistics. Shout out to Fernanda from Brazil. But I just thought it was great. And then the wine to water guy, I mean, talking about how we filter water in third world countries to make it drinkable.
Right.
And being able to bring these little portable water filtration kits. And I love the fact that at the end of that talk, we all got to build water filtration kits and then sign a little note, which, by the way, I don't know about you, but I didn't put my name on it because I wasn't confident I actually did it right. So I didn't want somebody drinking bad water and then suing Ben Cross for it. You put mine, I put your name. Okay, we'll see how it works out, right? There's no QC on that. But no, I thought it was really cool. It was touching.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We need more people like that.
Yeah, we sure do. Making a difference out there. This is great. We got a full slate. Get in the comments if you got questions or comments. I want to know. Hit that like button. We're trying to give you some flavor here from day 2.5, we're going to call it, of the Worldwide ERC conference. The WERC, I'm going to start calling it the WERC. I don't know if I'm allowed to call it the WERC, but we're going to start calling it the WERC. We just unveiled the new logo, WERC, so we're going with the WERC.
I like the new logo.
When they announced that it was called WERC or whatever, which it may or may not be called that, they should have popped on that Rihanna song, work, 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 work.
Yes.
That would have taken things to a next level. You know what? Next year. Scott, you want to leave people with a final thought before we bring Mauricio Chavez from BD out?
thanks for listening. Ben's the man. I'm sure he's got a great show set up for you. I know yesterday's was fantastic. So
yeah, we had a lot of
forward to seeing
fun.
the rest of this.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Let's see who we got coming up today here. Got a lot of folks here. Super producer Adam. We got the lower thirds here in there. I don't know. Maybe it's unclear. There we go. I don't know. We got a lot of people on deck. Here we go. Scott,
Right.
it's good
Always
to see
good.
you.
Always good to
Take
see
care. All right, Scott Chapman, everybody. Give him a virtual round of applause. Hit that applause button. Mauricio Chavez.
How's it going?
What's going on? How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me.
Get in here. Get in tight. Get in tight.
All right.
Yeah,
There you
Mamba
go.
mentality, man. Let's get in here tight. So good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, likewise. You know, it's great to be out here, be in Boston. Great city, great weather. Just being with our peers, our
Friends, right? The community.
friends, the community, the industry. Such a great vibe. Great lineup of events, of panels, of speakers, and you know, learning more about AI, which has really been kind of the theme.
Tell me how you think AI really folds into relocation, global mobility, your program. I mean, how is this really going to work? Because we all like to play with ChatGPT
Right.
and like see, like, write me a haiku.
Yeah,
But, like, how's it going to apply?
Well, I mean, the idea at the end of the day is to simplify, right? You can simplify. That allows you, if you innovate to simplify, it frees up your time. It takes off the admin work from the team
Mm-hmm.
and allows us to be strategic with the business, right?
Yeah.
If we get to that level of operational excellence, you know, we deliver. What's the end result? That the people who invest in us, you know, the business leaders for our companies, they have the buy-in that they need, and they say, hey, you know what? This was a simple process. My associates my employees are happy. It was a good result. There's a good return on investment. The people are retained. The talent is retained. So everybody wins.
Yeah, I agree with you. I loved the opening keynote speaker, Heather McGowan, because she put a diagram on the board and it said, here's like the 6 things that we do today.
Right.
Here's the 3 that AI is going to handle, and here's the 3 that we're going to continue to do.
Right.
And I don't remember them all, but I think the ones that humans are going to continue to be responsible for are going to be defining the needs,
Right.
curating the results,
Right.
and then I think like kind of deploying and actioning and executing on the end product.
Exactly.
And the rest is going to be all the iteration, the design, all that stuff we're going to give to AI to do.
Absolutely. And then, you know, speaking with the different providers, you know, both at the RMC level and then, you know, the specialized providers, you know, pet shipment, et cetera, on the tax and immigration side as well. Having these conversations now allow us to create scalable platforms that will integrate, right? Right now, we talk a lot about, oh, there's a data feed overnight and a push and plug and this and that.
Right. It's like data dump or whatever.
Advance. It's gonna
Constant?
get to a point.
You think we're going to get to the point where it's like just constantly fluid?
Well, I'm hearing about systems where the AI listens to the consultation with the associate.
Yep.
And it summarizes
the
information, and then that's plugged into the platform, and then that can be extracted to create letters of understanding or identify benefits and so on and so forth.
We actually have some technology at our company where, you know, we do a kind of like a Zoom call, but actually we use Ring Central, and it analyzes the conversation, to your point, to the point where not only has it transcribed it, but it said, okay, you talked for 58% of the time, you know, the client talked for 42%. The key things that person brought up were this, and this. The follow-ups that you should most likely do are X, Y, Z.
Wow.
And then it can like even put that into your CRM or to your database, right?
Exactly.
And so now we don't have to remember that, because how often are you actually, you know, you're on the phone with the person and now you're writing down notes, you're taking notes, right? And then now you have to input those back into your system.
You curate the email and follow up, and there's just so much. So, you know, again, bringing the community together, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic job by the organizers, and you know, looking forward to what's happening from an AI perspective. But at the same time, you know, these tools are here to support us, not to take our jobs, right? So you're never going to be able to take out the human element. At the end of the day, we need to deliver to our relocating associates and deliver that, you know, handheld white glove support as well.
Well, it's going to be interesting, the set of skills that we need going forward. And shout out to everybody in the comments. Get in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts about AI, about how handsome Mauricio is today, or my pocket square, or whatever you want to talk about. Get in the comments. Hit that like button as well. Hosea Botley saying from Aversal, we love Aversal here. Hosea was on the show yesterday. Says ERC was good. Glad I was able to make it. It's good to see you, Hosea. I love the hugs and the handshakes. But it was interesting because the other thing the keynote speaker was talking about is that over the last 100 years, we have tried to school our children from, to be basically, she said, from farmers to factory workers,
Right.
to be cogs in a wheel of a corporation, and to kind of school out, to school in discipline, rigorous study, frameworks, the application of frameworks, common knowledge, things like that. What we've stripped away from them is creativity. And creativity is going to be one of the skills that we need most in an AI world, because all the other stuff that we were teaching the humans to do in the past, that stuff is going to be relegated to the AI realm.
Right.
And we need to use higher thinking.
Right. Exactly.
And yet we tell kids to be quiet in class, color in the lines and conform. And it's quite the opposite, probably.
Right. You got to be a disruptor. Maybe that's next year's theme, right? This year was innovation. Maybe next year it's how do we disrupt the model, the cycle, and how do we make that cycle more simple, more effective, right?
And I love the idea about making it next year's theme, because we have to disrupt ourselves. So making it the theme from the stage, oftentimes disruption comes from the back of the room.
Yeah.
It comes from the margins. But really, we need to be front and center on disrupting ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's always more fun to disrupt yourself than to have someone else disrupt you here. Let's see. We got Jana Chezanowski checking in. What a great vibe during the GWS. Jana, do you have your voice? I am losing mine. Whatever fun time cold I have right now going around. No, I don't. I'm not sick. I'm just over exhausted. Closing general session and looking forward to more networking at the expo before what will be an awesome party with a purpose. Yes, I think the closing session is happening now.
Yeah, it's
happening now. Chris Chalk is on deck, and he's giving me a firm, knowing nod right now that it's happening currently. And then we've got the expo hall, and then we're partying with a purpose.
Exactly. I see you came decked out for tonight, Ben.
Baby, we're going to the Boston Garden, baby.
Hey,
I think.
go.
I don't know. I'm going to go where they tell me to go, but I'm wearing my Celtics green right now. We got people taking pictures backstage. We should try to look handsome.
We gotta move that guy in the background to get a good shot, right?
Yeah, or maybe just stand in front of him, get a little
yeah.
Now, look at this.
Chris,
Chris is in. Oh, it's good when Chris Chalk is. Hey. All right, what's up?
Let's go.
Live
Ben.
in studio. Anything can happen here. Mauricio, thanks so much for stopping by. It was always a pleasure to see you, man. You want to leave people with maybe a final thought before you go?
I came to college here. I arrived to Boston 25 years ago. I had $60 in my pocket.
Wow.
I got a job on my first day.
Wow.
25 years later, I'm back here, with the great industry and a great city. It's very satisfying to come out.
Wow.
And, I look forward to the next one, man.
God bless, man. That's awesome. Good to see you, Mauricio.
Likewise.
Take care, brother. All right. Look at this. Oh, Chris Chalk, the infamous Chris Chalk, Graphic Packaging International in the house. Man, you look really good on camera.
You look really good on camera.
You're so photogenic.
You didn't tell me I was going to have to follow that guy.
Shout out to our lighting people here, by the way, as well. Getting us. I need a little makeup, I think.
Now I got him out of the shot.
Oh, my God. There he is. There he is. This is great. Get in the comments. Want to hear from you. Who you are, where you are. We want to know all that stuff. Hit that like button. Let people know we are on here. Jillian checking in. Hey. This is great. Jose is saying out the box thinking required. It's important to be extremely creative. You're a pretty creative guy, Chris.
Occasionally.
You're unorthodox.
I am unorthodox. Hey, so thanks for giving me a couple minutes on here. How's the show been going for you?
Oh, it's great. I have no voice left. I've said all the words. People count steps. I count words, I think.
So, yeah, my voice is a little deeper than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Ben, I've had such a great time here. I've first got to say thanks to Robin with the ERC staff. Told her I'd give her a shout out on your show.
Shout out to Robin.
She keeps this whole thing running. She's the backbone of the whole organization. We all know that. And then the suppliers. I've gotten to meet so many companies that I've never had the opportunity to interact with before in the exhibition hall. That's where we're headed in just a couple of minutes. So thank you to all the suppliers for making this happen. So the numbers, I don't know if you've heard any of the numbers. I don't know if anybody's been in here talking about it. I can't remember them all, but over 400 corporate people. I think that's the highest corporate registration we've had in years.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And, I was talking to a couple of supplier partners before, a couple of weeks ago saying, we heard the numbers are going to be down. The numbers are not down. The numbers are up.
Numbers are up.
And then the content. I mean, the biggest complaint I've heard from corporate people this week is they were mad because 2 sessions they wanted to go to were happening at the same time.
Yeah.
The content's been outstanding.
There's a lot of good content, a lot of good sessions.
Yeah. The ERC planning committee for this year knocked it out of the park. I don't think we've had a single session that didn't mention AI, which is kind of interesting. Not all the sessions are about AI, but that's just how pervasive it's gotten into our industry. We were talking about it theoretically in Seattle, and now it's here.
And now it's here. It's moving fast.
Very fast.
Is AI how important of an initiative, I'm going to ask you, is AI to you in what you do? Scale of 1 to 10, give me a number.
8.
8?
It's gonna be an 8.
This is critical then.
So if you're not putting it into your program now, or suppliers, if you're not exploring the technologies that are becoming available to you, you will get left behind. So it has the ability to reduce administrative tasks. We all know. I'm not going to explain what AI is, but I think we'll see it in many, many facets of global mobility in the very near future. We're already seeing it.
So you say near future, how soon?
How soon?
How soon are you deploying that tech in the process, either back office process or customer facing, transfer facing?
Yeah, writing job descriptions, writing policies, writing assignment letters. You can go on ChatGPT and ask it to write an international assignment letter, and what comes out is kind of scary, scary good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not taking away jobs. It's getting us to our highest and best use. I'm glad that so many sessions have been about it, and bringing that technology, the lab, the AI lab that was here has been fantastic.
What was your favorite, would you say, today or yesterday?
The AI lab was really,
so what's the difference
cool.
between an AI lab and just like a normal session?
It gave us the opportunity, and they're talking about it in general session right now. Some of the people that were in it, the AI lab gave us the opportunity to walk through, create use cases, take problems that we have, and start creating some solutions. First, they just gave us an education into what is generative AI. And so, very, very valuable.
So you actually got to do some hands-on stuff.
Exactly.
I like that, because I think sometimes we get wrapped up in the theoretical and stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't actually, I like to learn by doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. Very awesome. What are you most looking forward to tonight?
Seeing you. This is the outfit for tonight.
This is what we're going with.
Okay.
This is what we're going with.
So I got an outfit change coming. There's no way I could put this on the camera. I'd fall out of the chair. I got my
Move for Hunger socks. Yes.
So those I'm keeping on for tonight.
The Love and Reload Move for Hunger, teal, magenta, white, and black. Oh, that's a good stretch. That is a solid stretch, Chris. You are a better man than most. That's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, that's important.
Your son teach you that? The wrestler? He puts you on one of those every once in a while? Oh my gosh, how's the family? Everybody doing good?
Yeah, everybody's doing good. My wife had her appendix out this morning.
Oh, so, unrelated news.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm headed headed to. Nah, she's fine now.
She's fine now.
It's outpatient now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, she's fine now.
Man.
A little groggy. So I have to get home very, very early.
Yeah. Well, I also have a noon flight tomorrow, but we're gonna have a big night tonight. I have a feeling. Tonight, by the way, if you're watching this, we have a special edition show. We're going to be coming to you live, Wi-Fi willing, from the red carpet at the foundation, Party with a Purpose tonight. And then we're going to take you inside for the first time ever and show you what the inside of this $300 a ticket night is going to be like. Awesome. They're raising a lot of money for 2 charities, actually. So Family Promise and Move for Hunger, we all love those. And so we're going to take you inside up to the VIP balcony. Did you know about the VIP balcony?
Clearly,
Are
I
you
did not.
allowed to be on balconies? Are you sanctioned for balconies?
Can you get me one of the VIP tickets?
Yes.
If
Yes,
anybody
you are
wants
in. You are in. So what I'm saying is get your popcorn ready because in about 2.5 hours, Wi-Fi willing, this voice holds up. We're going to be coming to you live from the red carpet.
Awesome.
This
Can't
is great.
wait.
Mike Quigley says double C in the house.
Hey, Mike.
Good to see Mike Quigley checking in. David Yakum checking in from Coleman Allied. Get in the comments. Hit that like button. Want to know you're out there. This is fantastic. All right, I'm going to let you go, buddy. You got a lot of stuff to get there. I know you're a popular guy out there, so
Thanks,
have
man.
fun.
You're
All right,
awesome.
Chris, take care. Sounds good. This is great. Let's keep it moving here. Oh, man, we got John coming in. We got John. We got two. We got John Hamill and Josiah Curtis from BAL coming in here. Oh, man, look at this. Bring it in, buddy.
Great.
Bring it in. Get tight. Get tight. Yeah, get on. You gotta get close there, buddy. You gotta get real close.
Is this where it's at?
There you go.
Yeah. That's it.
There you go.
Right.
John and it's Josiah.
Josiah, go by Joe.
Yeah, Joe. John and Joe. Very good. Gotta get in there. Yeah, you gotta make it's gonna feel uncomfortable in person, but
That's all right.
yeah, let's get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Awesome for BAL. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. It's been a good week. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you enjoying the conference? Anything stand out to you?
A lot of participation. We've really seen a lot of good feedback in terms of panels that we've sat in on, panels that we've participated in.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of discussion that's happening in the groups around here, which is really encouraging.
Tell us about the panel you participated in.
So one of the panels that Edward Rios participated in was talking about generative AI and the uses of AI in technology, how we're utilizing it.
How are you seeing it impacting the immigration space? What is the application?
It really is at the frontier now in terms of opportunities to be able to utilize AI. And a lot of it is making for processing of applications a lot quicker, a lot more accurate, being able to be cost effective. And really, we're seeing now just the beginning of what this technology can provide.
Yeah, I was going to say future state, like it will transform the way people manage their programs because having real-time dynamic access into your data, to query your data through natural language models is going to change everything.
What's it going to do to the amount of cases that you can process? I mean, it's going to make you more efficient. I mean, you're going to how impactful is it going to be?
I think it's one of those things where it's not only about just being able to prepare cases more quickly, it's about giving the opportunities for the lawyers, we're a law firm, to be able to use that time to really do what is the core of what we want to do, which is talk to clients, talk about solutions, have productive discussions, and it's less of that time that's more on the manual data entry or something related to that.
So what do you think the result for the clients are going to be?
Just better service all around. I mean, that at the end of the day, the program level management stuff with being able to have more real-time insight into your data is huge. But to John's point, immigration is such an emotive experience. To have providers that can focus on that part of the process with their actual time and energy is we already do that, of course, to the extent we're possible. This is just going to empower more of that.
Wow. What are you seeing as far as on the immigration landscape, as far as, what do people need to be thinking about, maybe besides AI, but just kind of macro factors that are happening in the world right now?
I think always, preparation ahead of time is such a critical thing that we talk about always in our industry, because there are going to be things that are going to change very, very quickly, things that could go a couple of different ways depending upon developments, let's say in the political spectrum or regulations or whatever it may be. Having that understanding of being able to set expectations, things are going to change, or making sure that you're keeping your ear to the grindstone, if you will, and see what developments are coming through and being able to react to those quickly.
Are there areas like geographically that you're seeing like a lot of challenges right now?
So I'm a U.S. immigration specialist, so I can't really comment specifically on rest of world. But I would say that we're starting to see in the U.S. with the labor market adjusting the way that it is, with layoffs at scale, et cetera, different categories are starting to be more tightly policed. That said, it still is relatively flexible against where it was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So nothing geographically, but I would say it's evolving.
We're hearing, as far as industries go, I mean, I was in Silicon Valley 2 weeks ago, and the talk there was about all the layoffs. And then here we get here and we see LinkedIn is announcing more layoffs. I think maybe it was Oracle that was announcing, but tech industries laid off about 250,000 people this year, right? And we know a lot of those folks come from other countries, right? What kind of a situation is being created by that? And are we going to see kind of an influx of repatriation or or something else?
So I would say that it has been obviously a very challenging year for a lot of industries. Big tech has felt it more than most. It's sort of a reshuffling. I think they called the great reshuffling during the early days of the pandemic, right?
Sure.
There are small and mid-sized employers that have been chasing this talent and been unable to compete for all that time.
Yeah.
And what I'm starting to see, I represent a lot of mid-sized clients, and they're starting to be much more competitive in luring some of those folks who maybe have been impacted by a layoff, foreign workers and otherwise, and it's making a difference in their talent pipeline. So I think it's a reshuffling, and some folks are being impacted. It's serious, but
So what happens if they're on like a work visa or something like that?
Really depends on the type of visa that they're on, where they may be, let's say, in the green card process, or how much time it's been since they've been laid off. But there are some opportunities to be able to allow someone to have, let's say, a grace period to be able to get hired.
What kind of a grace period would be typical?
So oftentimes it would be, depending upon the visa type, maybe 60 days that you may
Okay.
be able to use that time period where you may not be work authorized at that moment, but you have the opportunity to move that over to another employer, and then you continue working with them.
Can
instead
you
of having to
move
leave
that
the
same
country.
visa that you had over, or do you have to reapply, or how does that work?
Yeah, usually you have to reapply. It depends upon the visa type that you have, but usually you would have to reapply to get that approval from another employer.
So-
But you have that window to be able
So
to.
now
make
do you have to go back into a lottery if it's like an H-1B or what?
Typically not. Usually for the H-1B, you only have to go through the lottery once, and then you'd be able to move it over within that 60-day grace period. And that's exactly to your point. You know, if you had to go through the lottery again, you wouldn't have that window to be able to get it done.
Seems like winning lotteries twice is hard.
Yeah, very much. Winning it once is hard. You know.
What kind of you know, you talk about winning lottery, you know, H-1B lottery once is hard, and we've seen some of the eye-popping kind of numbers, and the ratios are getting kind of whacked out here. How many folks are applying for these visas, and how many are there?
I mean, so it's companies technically that petition on behalf of employees in this context, but there was more than 500,000 in the last cycle for 85,000 spots.
For 85,000
Yeah,
spots.
and I mean, there was rampant, in the government's perspective, there was rampant fraud in the program last year, which they're trying to dial in. So that number's a little inflated, but it demonstrates the need in the market.
Fraud being like different companies sponsoring the same person.
So this is all at early stage of government releasing this data, but
Sure.
basically they implied through press releases that there were employers who were filing fake applications on behalf of employees who maybe that individual had paid them for that lottery submission is the government's implication. They're in the early stages of that investigation, but even if you extract what the government said were those duplicate unnecessary filings, it's hundreds of thousands of applications for those 85,000 spots because industry still needs people. And
Have they? Is there any talk of making it individual specific and not companies that are sponsoring, but maybe it's like by person, so only one individual can be?
We may be hearing soon from some updates to the H-1B
Yeah.
lottery selection process, and I think there's a lot of things that are on the table for doing it. But that 85,000 is a cap.
Yeah.
So if you're going to increase those numbers, then that's going to require Congress, and that's a tricky ask to be able to do that. What you consistently see this year is a great example of it, but it's not the first time that the number of people who are applying is vastly exceeding what the available supply is, and that seems to be an ongoing issue.
Do we think that imbalance is going to maybe have a temporary reprieve due to, you know, maybe a softened demand in the tech sector?
I don't think so. I mean,
Joe says no.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. We didn't see it this year, and the softening of that segment started late last fall.
I mean, maybe is the idea, maybe we have a surplus here of a 250,000, you know, technology workers, and maybe we can redeploy those that are already here.
I mean, we're still at historically low unemployment across the spectrum.
I know,
and
it's so bizarre. It's
Yeah.
it's like two worlds, right?
Right.
It's like on the one hand, mortgage, you know, interest rates are so crazy, people can't afford to buy a house. You know, affordability is out of control. People are getting laid off left and right, and yet the government's like, oh, you know, unemployment's still really low. We got to keep raising interest rates or whatever, and we're like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
That's why I don't want to do all the talking here, John. But that reshuffling term, right? It's one employer's loss is another employer's gain in some cases.
Yeah,
and that's what we're
I'm
seeing.
wondering if we don't see some domestic relocation boom with this reshuffle, where all that, you know, tech talent from the Bay Area, you know, ends up in, you know, Indianapolis or Tulsa, Oklahoma, or some of these like kind of new little mini tech hubs that are being kind of created maybe in middle America.
And I think that's a lot of what, you know, you think like that 60-day grace period is giving those opportunities for those things to happen, not requiring somebody necessarily, for example, to be able to, you know, have to leave the U.S. in order to be able to get back in. We saw even some clarification from USCIS talking about what are your options when you get laid off under these circumstances, giving some additional clarity to the folks who are impacted by this, and increasing those opportunities. Maybe they can relocate to that other sector that has that demand to be able to take everybody in.
Yeah. All right. That's enough business. What are y'all looking forward to, tonight? Y'all got any plans tonight?
We got a little espresso martini bar back there at the booth, which I'm looking forward to.
Right now?
Yeah, happening right now.
I would kill for it. Hey, Jill, they got espresso martinis in there.
Yeah.
Oh, she knows.
This is the pick.
Jason had 2.
5 o'clock.
Going for 3. How many is medically recommended?
Enough.
Is there a point at which people risk deportation? They got too many espresso
There's got to be a
martinis.
standard there.
Yeah.
I would say pace yourself.
I think we need to start cutting people off. If you see Jilly dogs over here having more than 2, you let me know, okay? You send me an urgent text.
That sounds good.
We'll save her. No, that sounds what a great idea.
We'll join us
Espresso
over at the
martini
booth.
bar. Well, I hope to see you later. That
Very
sounds
nice,
great.
Nice
Thanks
talking
so
to you.
much.
Thanks for having
Appreciate it,
us.
John.
Yeah,
Joe
appreciate it.
from BAL. This is fantastic. Adam's on the run here. There we go. All right, we're gonna see you guys, and we're gonna bring. Looks like Zeke Oaks coming in here.
Nice talking with y'all.
Thanks so much.
Zeke's leaving me hanging over here. Appreciate that. That's always nice. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. There we go. There he goes. There's Zeke Oaks over here. You'd think he'd be faster, to be honest with you. What's up, Zeke? Yeah, hop in right here.
Oh, right next to you. All right, good.
Hop in right here.
There's so many
Hey, you know what?
cameras, I can't
It feels
hug you.
uncomfortable, but it looks good on camera.
Does it? All right, good.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
there
am I
we
supposed to
go.
look? I don't know.
Adam's furiously getting the lower
Look at
thirds
you.
done. Yeah, no, first you're talking to the mic.
Oh, all right, got
Yeah,
it.
move
Yeah,
up tighter. Here.
All right.
Yep. First time here. People.
Very
All right,
impressed.
there we
No,
go.
not first time.
You
I've
see
been
a
here
face
lots of
like
times,
this,
man.
and then like you're like, all right, this guy should be on camera all the time here.
All right.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. How are you, bud? Yeah.
Good, man.
Excited.
Gotta-
You're looking dapper with the pocket squares.
The
always,
trick
always.
is if you make it really big, people think it's nice.
Is that how
yeah,
it
you
is?
just
Yeah.
like make it like overflow. It's very Italian, very sprezzatura, a little.
That's like a thing though. The pocket square. I've not gotten
Devil
into
may
it yet,
care.
but I think I should.
Oh, you got to do it,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. What,
So you don't need much help. Me, I need like a lot of distractions.
That's not true, man.
I need
You're
like
the most
flashing lights and
most popular guy in
holograms.
Relo, man. Yeah.
No, you're great.
It's fun.
Tell us about the foundation party tonight. How
I
are
think
you
everybody
feeling?
already knows. Have you not seen, watched it? It's like the biggest thing in the whole industry
huge.
right now, I
It's
think.
gonna
Yeah.
be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's at Big Night Live. Buses start leaving at 6:30. There's a couple time-lapse videos on there if you need to know how to get there. Evan was great enough to do a little walk down there.
Yep.
Did those time-lapse thing. You saw it probably, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good stuff. And I honestly think we're going to be over 600 people.
600
Bigger than
people.
last year in Vegas. And you were there for that, right?
Is this going to be like one of the biggest ones that you ever done?
It's going to be, it could be. I don't know.
could
I'll
be.
get final ticket
Yeah.
tally, but it's going to be really close. Vegas last year was like 560.
So besides having an amazing time and everybody looking gorgeous and all that kind of stuff, it'll be our last big hurrah at Worldwide ERC GWS 2023 in Boston. What is the purpose that we are partying for?
Well, and we changed the name from the, what we used to call the gala. Now it's the party with a purpose, which is on purpose, right? We did that.
Very
So
intentional. Love
it
the
is
rebrand.
absolutely just all about giving away money. Every dollar we make at this party is given away to 2 charities, and we have other charities we support as well. But the 2 that we give this away are Move for Hunger
Yeah.
and then Family Promise. And I think everybody knows who both those are. But one, obviously, Move for Hunger and that team, they've been involved in our industry a lot.
Sure.
And Family Promise, we've done forever, so fighting homelessness. So really doing things for the community. And there will be representatives from both those organizations on site tonight.
Yep.
We've invited them to come to share their story, talk to them, and let all our guests interact with them and find out more about the amazing charities.
I really, obviously I've known Move for Hunger for years.
Yeah,
I'm on their
you're a huge supporter.
corporate
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
network committee and everything. And we do so much with them. And I'm so happy the foundation has taken them on. This is, I think, the second year that
Yep.
they're a beneficiary of the Party with a Purpose. But, Family Promise is also, that's just an incredible
Yeah,
organization.
they're an amazing organization. If you'll be there. Yeah, you're doing a big red carpet.
Yeah, we're doing the red
right?
carpet,
we
yeah.
do it, like,
Just
checking on
voice
everybody
holds
good,
up, man.
Yeah,
Oh
all
my
right, you're in
gosh.
trouble. Yeah, but
Oh.
no, there will be representatives there. You talk to them. It's it's really Melissa is one of the she's one of the chief executive officer over there. She's an officer. I don't know exactly which one, but yeah,
Yep.
she'll be there and she's gonna have another person. So that's the idea: is you can see who you're giving the money to, where it goes. And I don't, Ben, I don't know if you know this, but the people at the foundation, the volunteers, all the trustees, the things that are going on over there right now, like we used to give away tens of thousands of dollars. We're giving away 6 figures.
What?
Yeah, 6 figures.
6 figures. You got my attention.
Yeah,
I'm over here
figures.
liking your
That's how much you
comments
get.
right now, and
Yeah.
you said
Oh,
six
yeah.
figure. Like, say where?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how you get Ben is get money, put money
Yeah.
on the table.
6 figure what?
Yeah,
Where?
yeah, we're giving away $6-figure dollars.
That's
It's insane.
incredible.
And it's because
That's
of our
major
industry. It's
impact.
because of our industry. It's because of the people in this industry and how much they care, right?
Major impact. And the foundation also does scholarships.
We do scholarships. We gave away more, like 20 of them, and then we partner with the regional groups and we do that. You know, the other thing we started doing is Andrew Walker started Upward Mobility, helping disadvantaged youth, and they're coming to our industry.
Yes.
So we're impacting them. They're interns. They're interning with all of our folks in the industry. They're working for RMCs. They're working for van lines. They're working for temporary housing, and we're helping there too. We're donating $1,000 per student that he gets into that from the foundation, from our industry, to work on getting underprivileged kids into and just all
and
those
getting people
folks
into our business, which
Right,
is incredible. And what a blessing that is too. Because as you know, I'm sure, I mean, as you feel, getting into this business is such an enormous blessing. Like, how cool is it to be working in
I was
mobility?
going to be a lawyer, dude. Do you know that? I was going to be a lawyer, and I decided to just be a mover instead. And I love it. I love it. It's been
So
great.
Zeke actually had options.
Yeah.
Most of us fell into Zeke had options. He's like, you know what? I like these people.
I told somebody today. She came over from another industry. I told her today. I said, "You're stuck now. You'll be in the relo industry forever."
Yeah, you go to one GWS, one party with a purpose. You never leave it. Now you just can't leave. And I'll say my experience with the foundation is I was on the NTRP board, and I was a scholarship chair, and we had to read a whole bunch of scholarships, and of course they're all amazing.
Right. Like,
They're
I
all
cry
super
sometimes reading those things in the
Totally.
essays, and they send in videos. It's amazing.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so many of them were first generation or second generation immigrants, which is global mobility.
Mm-hmm.
And what I didn't realize, and they're going to Harvard and they're going to all these places, just absolutely incredible. I actually connected with them on LinkedIn. I still follow some of these youngsters, right?
It's really cool.
And they're doing startups and stuff. It's insane. Yeah. And they're writing for scholarships, and they're explaining to me in this process that because they're from another country, they're not even eligible for financial aid.
Oh,
so forget out of state tuition. They're out of country. That's a different bracket,
wow.
And they can't get financial aid.
Wow.
So the dollars from the foundation scholarship fund are so critical for them.
Right.
They're working 2 jobs through college, or, doing a startup to charity as well. These kids are incredible. So I just wanted to let you know. And not only that, we had so many good applicants. We were only going to award I think 2. And you guys came in and you know what? We're going to give you 3 scholarships.
Just reach out. Again, we're actually right now we're in the process. We have great trustees, volunteers. Corinne Mossman is on that committee running that actually, and she's we're looking at doing different things, making it easier for certain folks, diverse folks. Doing not having to actually physically attend regular college, just different things like that. I don't know all the details. She does, but just revamping it, trying to make it easier to give away more money.
Yeah,
that's what we want to do, and we want to keep raising it. We want to keep giving it away.
It's fantastic.
Awesome.
Well, this is great. I know you got to go get ready, get your mind right there. What are you wearing tonight? What are you wearing tonight?
I got a full suit.
Tom Ford? What?
I got a full suit, Tom Ford. I don't have Ben money. I don't have Ben money. Come on. Yeah. No, full suit. I might even bring in the vest. We'll see. I don't know. I got to get dressed.
Do I got to go? Do I got to put the 3-piece on tonight?
You might. Yeah. You're a little. No tie. You need a tie. I got a tie.
I got a tie. Jeez.
I got a silver one. Look good. Yeah.
Well, it might work. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Zeke. Zeke I always feel bad when I stand next to Zeke. I'll tell you what, man. It's kind of weird. How your Vikings looking, by the way, this year?
You got to bring that up.
I didn't know how to land the plane.
Come on, I'm not bringing in no more Cowboys games.
Zeke's amazing. One of the best people in the biz.
God,
Zeke, thanks so much for being here.
Appreciate
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, love you, man.
Take care. I'll see you tonight.
See everybody tonight. See you guys.
Hey, we got more folks coming up here. We got Angelo here. People are filtering in right now to Expo Hall. Sit right here. Get close here, Angelo. Angelo Paparelli, the Alto Law. How you doing? In the hot seat. I got the honor, the privilege of interviewing you a few weeks ago on the show, and now I get to meet you in real life and be here with you. It's really,
much better looking in person.
I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking
the camera changes the impression.
When you got super producer Adam, the lighting just makes a world of difference.
That's what it is.
And hair and makeup helps too. Yeah, thank you so much.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are. How's your Global Workforce Symposium doing?
I'm gaining a lot of insight into the complexity of the global mobility ecosystem. There are so many moving parts and so many pieces of the puzzle, and human beings get involved and make it better or worse. And so I'm having a good time. There's a lot of conversation about where we will be in a year from now with the application of grand ideas involving generative AI.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you about what I call the holy grail of
What's the holy grail?
collecting all of the data lakes of information that the various organizations possess, and to the degree data privacy requires.
Well, I was going to ask you, is that a major hurdle? Because at the same time we're having all this generative AI, we have more compliance pressure and data privacy and data security than ever before as well. How do we thread the needle there?
I'm a simple immigration lawyer. All I have to do is figure out how to get the tech people to do that into the country. And so I'll take my.
You just got to get them here, and then they'll figure it out.
They'll
for you.
figure it out, and I'll take the credit for having sparked their opportunities.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. This is fantastic. Hit that like button. Get in the comments. I want to hear from you out there. But Angelo, tell me a little bit about what you're working on these days.
Well, basically, my task is to grow a law firm from scratch. And,
sounds fun.
We opened up.
You've done that before, though.
I have. I have done it a number of times, and so it'll be fun because I haven't had the powerhouse of the Alto partners behind me to stimulate that process. And I'm finding a lot of immigration lawyers are very attracted by technology as applied to the immigration space, because much of what we do is outdated. And the government doesn't make it easy because they're still operating on a paper-based system with wedding signatures.
Oh.
But
when is that going away?
The government has promised that for probably half as long as I've been an immigration lawyer, and they still haven't made great strides. But I think that back to what I'm doing, what I'm trying to build is a law firm from the ground up. We started in March with one lawyer. I was lawyer number 5 in June. We're now up to 20 lawyers.
Oh, wow.
And that adds to the complement of 35 U.S. lawyers we have in Canada. So we're pretty sizable immigration powerhouse already, but check in with me in a year.
I will.
And I think we'll be even bigger.
It's incredible growth. I have questions about here. Look at this. Hello from checking in.
Send us a Philly steak sandwich.
Yeah, really. Are you a whiz or no whiz guy?
No whiz.
No whiz, right? It's stuff. What is that stuff? You know what I am? I like pizza steaks. The steak, you get the cheesesteak, and instead of the whiz, they put the pizza sauce on it. And I actually like the hot peppers. Pizza steak.
I can go with that.
Yeah,
I would add the sautéed onions. To me, that adds.
I'll allow it.
The necessary element.
For sure.
What do you do in your spare time?
Oh God, eat cheesesteaks mostly.
When are we going to a comedy club sometime?
When are we going to eat cheesesteaks and going to a comedy? I feel like I just got asked out on a date by Angelo here, and I'll gladly accept.
I'll do it,
sir.
and Vialto will pay.
Listen, you buy, I'll fly. All right, let's go. Okay. You know, no, I'd love that. That sounds a lot of fun. I do love comedy clubs. I absolutely love it.
I do too. When you're in LA, let me know. I'll show you around.
Whereabouts in LA are you?
I'm in Studio City.
Studio City. That's right. Well, this is awesome.
I appreciate
so
the
great
opportunity.
To see you.
Say hello to your
person.
Vast audience, and you look better in person as well.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you,
So
Angelo.
we're going on a date, and you look.
And we're already started with compliments. We haven't even had a drink yet. This is fantastic.
Thank you,
Angelo.
so
It's
much.
been a real pleasure.
My pleasure.
Angelo
Bye-bye.
Paparelli, take care. Oh man, we're having too much fun here, right outside the exhibit hall, live in Boston here. Fantastic. We've got Nan Park coming up here from USI Law. What's up,
Hey,
Nan?
man.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good friend. We love Nan. We love USI Law here on the show. You having fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. What impressions?
great.
Impressions from GWS.
Impression. Wow. It's an extremely diverse group,
Yes.
and I was very surprised of how many countries are attending GWS and how many nationalities.
How many countries have you tracked
I
down
mean,
here?
We had a last minute pop-up event. Just have a few industry professional get together
Yes.
and talk about ongoing trends. There were 16 people at a table in a corner of a restaurant.
Yes.
We decided to go through individual heritage,
Yes.
and there were 15 different heritages.
Wow. I think I was sitting at that table. I think I was the only American at that table, the only Native American. Well, not Native, but you know what I'm saying.
U.S. born.
Untraceable heritage. I will say that, right? Questionable provenance. I'll say that, right? Anyway, yeah, but no, this is great. What would you say maybe is one thing maybe you've learned or you're kind of taking away from this and kind of taking back?
I would say the optimistic view of current uncertainty and geopolitical tension. Many people comes with questionable future outlook, and this group of people really help people to understand how to navigate some of the challenges and really improve the view of what could come up in the next 8 months to 12 months.
I love that you said that, because the market conditions are what they are. In life, it often is what it is, but we choose our attitude. We choose optimism.
Yep. We
We choose the way to look at it, right? And to see the glass is half full, and to see opportunities there.
Yep, absolutely.
Fantastic. Where do you see opportunities? We talk about opportunities. We're talking about optimism. I think it's the stuff that inspires us. Where do you see those opportunities in the next year and a half?
I mean, there are definitely some perspective that's there's going to be some volatilities in many different areas within our industry. And my view has always been that when there's volatility and uncertainty, it creates opportunity as well. What we talk about in one of the panel that we were glad to present on the technology sector layoff at the moment.
Yep.
We're talking about 225,000 people laid off in technology sector in the U.S. alone.
Yeah, that was a staggering number. You gave me those statistics.
And that's a year to date.
I was not
number,
aware.
just
That's a
this
staggering
year.
number.
Yeah. But ultimately, what that does is, there are countries that are modifying their immigration policies to be able to absorb those talent that they probably weren't able to attract in the past. So that creates opportunity, of course, and the de-globalization phenomena at the moment that allow a lot of foreign nationals to move back into their home country. That also.
I'm sorry, but we have an Anupam sighting here. We have Anupam. Where is he? Where is he? He's over here. There he is. Anupam, how are you doing? How's the conference going?
Excellent. It's incredible. Thank you for guys being here. I'm sure this is a riveting conversation.
Yes, it is. We're talking immigration.
Say hi to everybody.
Anupam's been phenomenal. It's been great seeing you. Great
Thank
conference.
you for putting this
Everyone
together.
is just
Yeah,
everyone
absolutely.
is just amazed at it.
All right.
So
You got to be here next year, 60th
yes.
anniversary.
Oh, nobody's gonna miss it.
Washington,
60. He's a
DC.
big 60.
Thanks all.
Yes, you don't look a day over 59, Anupam. Anyway.
And it creates a lot of opportunity in different parts of the world, and we recognize that the migration pattern is shifting, and not for probably can be better reason, but the shifting pattern creates opportunity every part of the world.
Yep.
And I think these are all the excitements. Even the current landscape is unfortunately is not very positive, but these opportunity will allow organizations and companies to take advantage of.
Well, and I think the tech industry, in my just my opinion, my observation, I mean, the tech industry had become very, very frothy with a lot of free money, a lot of speculation, huge valuations, with very, suspect amounts of profit, in there. And now, boom, as bubbles do, right? It kind of burst a little bit, right? Just like we saw the .com bubble, 23 years ago. I mean, I think there's a little bit of that happens, but then of course it builds back over time. What I'm seeing is smart firms are focusing outside of that industry, right? And the firms that were highly exposed and heavy amounts of their portfolio were in tech. And unfortunately, that's a lot of the immigration industry, the business immigration industry. But as I'm seeing relocation management companies that are more diverse and forward-thinking immigration firms as well, who are diversifying and getting into non-tech, roles, right, and looking at other segments and areas, they're finding opportunities and they're not as impacted by some of these things. Because if you just stay, heavy in that one industry, I mean, it's gonna be a slog for the tech industry for quite a while, because those 250,000. Layoffs. I mean, they got a lot of some pretty sweet severance packages, a lot of them, and I'm not sure, when they're going to go back.
I mean, this could be a rolling impact, right? You have people still sitting on their exit package that they are not returned back to the workforce yet, and they also technically don't consider as unemployed. That number is going to continue to hit the market, but the positive side of this type of changes is also allow a lot of talents to reskill themselves. There are excitements in the tech world. They're generative AI.
Yeah.
We have lots of ESG initiative in the US, with lots of huge infrastructure rebuilding projects that require talents and specialty talents. That reskilling could be an important element for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
I've spent many years in the travel industry, and we all know the pilot shortage and the air traffic controller shortage.
Yeah.
And there are pipeline that is being developing from an education point of view, training, reskilling professionals to gear towards those labor shortages in verticals. Healthcare system, every country can have an argument about that system can perform better.
Yep.
So the opportunity is absolutely there, and it's just a point of view how we're going to take advantage of those opportunities to capitalize on that.
All right, I got to ask you, in terms of the market, and I know the market is a very nebulous concept, but have we seen the worst of it? Have we surmounted the trough, if you will? Have we passed the worst?
I wouldn't say if we're at the worst or not. Looking from a global point of view, I believe is the balancing act. Is that have we seen the rest of the world or different parts of the world pick up the slacks and to readjust? Again, going back to some of the obvious from an investment point of view and from a technology point of view, look at Ireland 10 years ago.
Okay.
And in the past 10 years or 15 years, Ireland has become the epicenter of investments, venture capital, technology, innovation, and research and development. Look at Israel until recently, unfortunately, but there are paradigm shifts from different parts of the world and from development effort, and even recent between U.S. and India relationship and the trade agreements or trade initiatives. That as long as those new emerging market and new initiatives continue to deliver, we probably won't see what we consider as a bottom. Right? It's a balancing act. But if they don't deliver, then we will see some level of, I would say, temporary setback. And that's something that none of us wants to see. And this type of conference gives us the opportunity to really collaborate and discuss, and also drive influence about, let's not just say, oh, this is a bad time. Let's just dial back a little bit. It's all about, there are always going to be resistance, but how do you move forward is a choice. It's not a situation.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Inspiring words. Excellent points there. We have one more guest here before we close, but before we get to our last guest, Michael Hughes over there from ARPA International Group, do you have any maybe a final thought or a final word?
Final word is we focus a lot on creating value, and we briefly talked about this a few weeks ago during BAM as well. Is that instead of we constantly tracing for the next big thing, I encourage the entire community and the industry, let's focus on educating on what we currently have, make people maximize those value instead of constantly chasing for the next big thing, that we're so busy looking for the next big thing. Oftentimes we forgot what we already have and that we're not fully taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
So the education component through WERC and many organizations, I'm extremely excited to see the initiative on that side of efforts, and to help all of us just to continue to improve our understanding and our ability to deliver performance.
Love it. Non-Park USI Love. We love Non.
Thank you, Ben.
Awesome. We actually have some folks on deck here.
All right.
Look at this here. Who's next here, Adam? All right. Sounds good, Non.
All
We're
right.
good
Thanks so
here.
much. Pleasure to be here.
All right. This is great. We got Michael Hughes coming up here from ARPA International Group. Have a seat there, buddy. And also from Movers and Shakers.
Oh, yeah.
Shaking, you moving? How's it going?
Shaking, breaking it down.
Yeah. You always have that New England accent too. I love so
you
much.
never
And now,
shake it.
Now I want to hear it in Boston. Now it's always stuck out quite a bit. Now we're in Boston, and now it's like the normal accent
We're
around
in my
here.
hometown. You can't escape it.
Yeah.
You know, it comes out.
What
even
do
more.
people need to hit in Boston?
They gotta hit Gloucester. Gloucester is beautiful.
Okay.
It's on the coast. You get good lobster out there. You get
Lobster
good
and
time.
Gloucester. You can't beat
Take
it.
your family out there. Back Bay is really good.
Yeah.
North End is really good. I'm Italian, so I'm a bit biased, but
Yeah.
some pretty hot
Fantastic.
spots.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the Movers and Shakers event.
Right, yeah. So this evening around 6, we're gonna meet up at the Marriott in Copley. Up on the second floor, there's the the Yard House.
And we're going to meet up there, meet and greet just for an hour. Everyone's going to be heading out to the events later in the evening. We've got the foundation party tonight.
Foundation party.
We've got yours party tonight.
Yes.
So it's just a stop off, say hi, meet up with other business development folks, and network, communicate, get exchange, kind of share information, support each other, really build a community. I think what we were really looking at, what we talked about last time, was just making sure that the business development folks, that they've got a community of individuals that are like-minded, going through the same experiences, but helping each other out emotionally, going through the same.
I like it. I like it because so much of the organization is about prioritizing the corporate voice, right? And I understand that's the voice of the customer, right?
Yeah.
But so much of industry supports, and so much of us folks out here who are in business development out here and working really hard to kind of advance the industry and bring ideas to the table and create innovative new solutions. We work really hard, and
well, that's the thing. It is really hard. It's a
Yeah,
lot of hard work.
it's really
Rejection is really hard. But you're talking about value too, right? So the collaborations, we had a phenomenal event on Tuesday morning. We took a few folks out to Sam Adams Brewery.
I heard that tour was exceptional.
Did you? Okay,
Two people
cool.
on my
Awesome,
team, Jana
awesome.
and both Adrian and Jana, both raved about the Sam Adams Brewery
wonderful.
tour.
Yeah, so we took a few folks out, and that's exactly what it was. It was, I think, 5 partners. We had Home Sweet Home. We had NetMove Brazil. We had Oppen, of course. We also had, they're going to kill me if I forget this, Porch Light. And we also had Bennett International that does
You did that right off the top of your head. That's amazing.
Plugging for y'all.
Fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. Look at this. We got Adrian Grimes, who was on the tour live from Beantown. So
Adrian,
glad to
thanks
see
for joining,
everyone.
man.
Jason Hall here, Jay Hall with USI Law. Awesome. Fantastic. I know you have a party to go to.
Yeah.
I know you got to go kind of, see and be seen. You got to move and you got to
that's what I'm
shake,
here
right?
for,
You know
right?
what I'm saying? Give people maybe kind of a thought that you have. We have Ashley, our incoming chair, standing by right now to close us out. But give me some final thoughts here for the people.
Right. So I would say, this day and age, right, a lot of people have been in the industry for a while. We've seen a lot of change. We've seen a lot of flow, not just from markets, but from businesses, ownership. I've got a real passion for entrepreneurship, and I want to see the next generation of innovation, next generation of startups really start shaking up and changing the industry that we have and bringing the next unfolding of what the mobility landscape can look like.
The next generation. I feel like we just got here. Now we're welcoming the next generation. We got to get out of the way already. Oh man, it was just getting comfortable.
You're clearing the way.
Oh,
You're
I'm
clearing
just
the
getting
space for us to
comfortable,
come in.
man. I get booted out of YP. I'm dealing,
Are you already?
I'm already. I still sneak in every once in a while, but I'm 40. YP 40. Does that mean 40-year-olds get to go?
Well, I'm on the board, the 5039 Club board, and we're talking about. Well, this is public, so I should be careful. We're trying to up the age.
Up the age, young at heart, right? Young at heart. All right,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Well, I'm gonna get some
thanks
space
so much,
to Ashley.
Michael.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate you being here.
Take care, buddy.
Awesome. Yeah, we got
See y'all.
Ashley coming on here. Ashley's a rock star. Love it. Absolutely love it. This has been great. We're wrapping this up. We're right outside the expo hall. The final closing session just kind of happened here. Have a seat. Ashley, our new chair.
That's right.
How are you doing? The new chair, Worldwide ERC.
I've got the little pitter patter. I'm so
Yes.
excited. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you most excited about for next year as the new chair of WER? always opinions. There's lots of opinions. Yeah. So now we're going by work, and we're working everywhere. I love that play.
Working everywhere.
Work everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, I love the visionary side of
Yes.
it, really thinking about what is that future. I'm a dreamer.
Yeah.
I like to dream big
Yes.
and see what else can we do. Always reined in by picking the most strategic, impactful
Yes.
things and what matters. And, you know, I think we're doing really cool things and continue to do that.
I love the aspiration of it. I love the inclusiveness of it because our industry has changed so much, right? We've been tethered to the concept of relocation. And now there's this concept of global mobility and it being so much more than just the home sale transaction. Now, listen, that's all important. And that has a place for sure, right? I mean, that is, you know, and I love that about the video, right? It said remembering and recognizing where we've come from and honoring that.
For sure.
And then also looking towards the future and being inclusive of where we're going. And the fact that, you know, immigration, tax, compliance, business travel, these are such hot button issues for our constituency.
And they're all interconnected. I always tell my teams and my stakeholders, we're a spider web and we're right in the middle of everything, or all of the different moving pieces. Compliance and legal and tax and immigration and talent management and strategic business initiatives. All of it sits right around us, and we sit in the middle as the one that brings all those pieces together. And I think that sense of community, belonging, connection is something we understand a lot. And I think sometimes we can get better at seeing all of those working pieces and seeing that we're all connected.
And how do we create an ecosystem? How do we create an association where everyone can feel relevant and feel important and seen and understanding their part that they play when they are so oftentimes disparate? You know, people ask me, what do you do? I'm like, I'm in the global mobility, employee relocation space. They're like, eyes just glaze over. I'm like, well, it's a little bit real estate, it's a little bit moving and logistics, it's a little bit, you know, immigration law, it's a little bit and they're like, whoa, how do all those things come together? So I mean, how do we create what's going to take to, you know, how do we create that ecosystem feel where everybody has a home and a place?
I mean, it's such a great question, and I think work is
and it's
really
not
the
easy,
place
right?
for
It's
that
like
to
it's
happen, right?
Yeah.
You bring people together, you have those amazing conversations. I mean, Anna Pondman Tyler work in the same industry and have partnered so closely together and bridged a gap, even within their own space where there could be friction. And I think what a great example of us coming together to really set a standard and be that place of community and look at what do we have in common, not what separates us.
I love it.
And it's the voice, right? It's feedback that comes in that's so helpful. I mean, and you tell me, how do we make it cohesive?
I think we have to listen. I think we have to listen really intently. The opening speaker, Heather McGowan, I absolutely loved her. She said, you know, listen, you know, with intention and without the you know, being ready to kind of jump and pounce and advance your own agenda, right? And so I think we have to be really open-minded, but at the same time we have to recognize that there's a lot of different agendas and that we have to have a really firm grasp of how to weight those different agendas and prioritize those, because, you know, everything can't be the most important thing in the organization, or else nothing's important. And I think it takes, I think it's the challenge of leadership to always have to be the one that makes the decision, right? To say, this is where we're going, and to have the trust within all the constituencies that, okay, you've all been heard, and this is where we're going, and we love you all, and we are excited that you're all going to be coming with us on this journey. And I think, and you know, it's just hard, but it's just creating those relationships. And then being here is so important, right? Being here for everybody to be able to shake hands, to give hugs, a lot of hugs. Hugging, by the way, I think has become now, we are officially post-COVID enough where hugging is now the MO now, I think, over the handshake here. I think I'm 2-to-1 on my hug to handshake ratio these days. But I think it's important that people can like look and like feel each other. And that's where the trust is built. And I think where there's trust, everything else happens.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that membership is so critical. I think that commitment and engagement from the community to participating in the committees that we've stood
Yeah.
up. We've already had over 200 folks engage with us
Wow.
and really be that voice. I think it was
Incredible.
a good start. I think we've got
Mhm.
lots of learnings. That's the thing that I love is I live and breathe Netflix culture,
Yep.
and it's all about radical candor and hearing feedback.
Yep.
So everything that we do, it's like, okay, this was awesome. Well, what did we learn?
Yep.
Right. And so when I go to this conference, I think the same thing. And the work we did this year, it was awesome, incredible. But what did we learn? So
Love
I've
it.
asked everybody for their feedback and have heard so many amazing things. I've got a whole running list.
You got a
and
list,
we'll
yeah.
be getting together to really digest and figure that out. And then you're exactly right. I always tell my team, what we don't do is more important than what we actually do because it allows us to be incredible at the things that we say are high enough impact to
Yeah.
invest our time in.
I love that. I've heard it said also, what we say, when you say no to one thing over here, we say yes to something over here,
Yeah.
right? And so protecting those priorities and everything is great. You know, some of the feedback I've heard, because I've been in the expo hall, I've talked to people here, is, you know, I think people came in and they didn't know what to expect, right? A lot of change going on. But I think people have been very impressed and surprised at how everything's just honestly a touch better. I'm going to say a touch better. The expo hall folks were like, you know, this is kind of a different setup in here, but it's really working.
Yeah.
They've also commented that there's an openness to new things that work is shown this year.
Yeah.
And I give Anupam, I give the board so much credit. I give the partners at Smith Buckland so much credit there, right? There's an openness. I mean, the fact that we're here right now doing this podcast live and kind of sanctioned right outside the expo hall shows an openness and a willingness to collaborate. The fact that, you know, people are allowed to kind of set up a pickleball net and, you know, and have fun, you know, I think is like really, really cool. So I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving the work. I'm
Ring
loving
a bell, get a
ring
champagne
the, yeah,
drink.
ring the
How
bell, get
cool is
champagne. I'm like,
that?
where has this been all my life?
I thought that
Okay.
was so fun. It's like Alice in Wonderland, Wishland.
Yes. Yes. This arm just
Where
appears.
is this in my office?
Yes, I need one of these in my office. I don't know who's gonna stay on the other side of the wall, but I need this in my
Right.
office. Okay.
I'll tell you a little secret. For Christmas this last year, my mom got me a bell.
Yes.
And my husband immediately walked out of the room in
Yes.
disgust.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Bells in the home feel a
That's
little.
so appropriate.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
It was funny though.
That's great. I absolutely love it. Well, you know, we've got a lot going on here, and I know you've got to go shake a lot of hands, give a lot of hugs and everything in there. And I want to hit this expo hall before it closes because I want to go get some teddy bears for my boys back home.
That's right.
If I don't
All
bring a
these
toy back,
incredible vendors.
I got to take care of my constituents at home here.
That's right.
But I want to know, leave us with a final thought, just whatever's on your mind.
I am so committed to the work that's happening next year. I think it's going to be incredible. And it's only going to be incredible if all of you come in and partner with me and you give that amazing feedback, tell us what we need to hear, and be part of the community. Really engage. It's complicated. Lots is going on, and you need to be able to phone a friend. And this is a place of belonging. So if you don't belong to the community, please sign up and join.
Yeah.
Come and party with Ben.
Yep.
He
Hey.
shows up in a big way, and we appreciate that. And come check out what's going on. If you aren't here and aren't listening, you are not in the know. You got to be here.
You got to be in the room. It's like the
gotta be in
Hamilton
the
song,
room.
in the room where it happens. And this is the room where it happens.
That's right. That AI feedback was
Yeah.
incredible.
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 Yeah, it's
Can't wait for next
transformative.
year.
Yeah, and every year is so important. And if you miss one, I mean, I remember my son was being born. I missed one GWS, and I felt like I missed like a whole cycle.
That's right.
I was out of loop a whole cycle.
That's right.
So yeah, you got to be in the room where it happens. It is happening here. Over 1,400 people are here. Over 400 corporate folks are here.
Right. Top number ever. 406 in attendance, not
Yeah.
signed up.
So
incredible.
Unprecedented relevance, and now going into an election year in DC. Everyone needs to be here, and I love how collaborative it's being, and I think it's just going to continue to be that way
is.
under your leadership. So
New exciting things. Expect it. We'll keep testing. It's
love
going to
it.
be great.
I love it. I love testing. This is awesome, everybody. I've got to go get ready for the party with a purpose.